Morning, everyone. Thank you. Hi, I'm Damon Waitt. I'm director of the North Carolina Botanical Garden, and I'm just really thrilled to be welcoming you to this Native People, Native Plant Symposium. And especially because the garden has just come off about a 6-month visioning and mission planning exercise. And I kind of want to, it's going to become effective January 1st, but I kind of want to share with you right now because it's so connected to what we're about to do. So, we've been talking about the North Carolina Botanical Garden as a conservation garden for many years. We even pioneered the concept, but not everybody has the same idea about what conservation involves. And so today we're going to embrace a broader mission that emphasizes community engagement and interconnectedness of people and nature. We were kind of talking about nature separately from people. And we're going to invite individuals to engage in sustainable practices that honor both nature and culture. So we feel this is going to foster a more inclusive approach to conservation and recognize the valuable contributions that all communities can make to conservation. So a conservation garden is one that brings together people, plants, and places. Make sense? Okay. It's going to be our new mission, and our new mission is going to be to cultivate connections between plants, people, and place through science, engagement, and conservation. And that's what we're doing here today. And I want to thank this group and many of the stakeholders that are present today who, through interviews with our facilitator, help us come to this realization that that's what a conservation garden is all about. So we're going to really focus in the future the garden's work in 4 mission areas. One is to create gardens that demonstrate the beauty and importance of plants and encourage the use of native species to support biodiversity. And you're at one of those right now. 2, to rediscover, describe, and document plant biodiversity in the southeastern United States and beyond. That's our research, that's our science, that's what's coming out of the herbarium. 3, to prevent plant extinction, restore ecosystems, and steward natural areas to support biodiversity. And then, probably most apropos to this group, to engage diverse communities through inspirational experiences, learning and wellness opportunities, and mutual exchange, celebrating the richness of our biocultural heritage. Does that feel like a good direction for this garden to go in? Yeah, all right. Okay. So today's symposium is sort of the launch for connecting people, plants, and I'm sure you're going to hear about places today, right? So I will now turn it over to Joanna Lelekacs. She's our Director of Learning and Community Engagement, and she's going to do some more welcoming. That's the end of my TED Talk, if I can get this thing off.
Grab this one. Hello, everybody. I'm so happy to be here with you all today. Thank you for those who came in person through the rain today, and thank you for the folks who are joining us on Zoom. We are in a hybrid program here and excited to connect with so many people. And I want to take a moment to share a land acknowledgement. The lands we steward are the ancestral homeland of several Siouan-speaking tribes and a part of the recognized home of the Occaneechi Band of the Saponi Nation. We celebrate the many Native people who to this day meet, gather, walk, hike, and engage with the habitats and gardens on this land, and we honor their Native ancestors and elders past, present, and future. We're grateful for the engagement of Indigenous people with the garden across its history and strive to be of continued value to all Native communities in North Carolina. And we invite you to join us in learning the history about the land we each steward and support Native artists, entrepreneurs, and organizations advocating for American Indian communities, such as our deep partners, both here and on the symposium, American Indian Center, Triangle Native American Society, Cultural Burn Association, who's here with us today, Healing Green Space, so many more. So please join us in that. And in short, we are on native land. So I'm here, I'll be brief. I'm here to give all the thanks that are deserved for getting here today. So Native People, Native Plants is, it's a program that's a testament to the partnership of the North Carolina Botanical Garden and the American Indian Center. It includes lectures, workshops, all kinds of programs of mutual exchange, and this symposium. And so we're really grateful with the symposium to also have the partnership of the Triangle Native American Society and also Sarah P. Duke Gardens. Dr. Linwood Watson, who is also here with us today, has given input. So, and all the folks, many of the folks in the room who have been in conversation with folks about this conference over the years and at the last conference that was held just 3 years ago. So I want to recognize our event sponsors. This event would be possible without the support of our sponsors. So let's thank our program sponsors, Triangle Native American Society, the Nature Conservancy, North Carolina chapter, our advocate sponsor, Sarah P. Duke Gardens, our promoter sponsors, Leaf and Limb, New Hope Bird Alliance, Southern Conservation Partners with Mother Worlds, and Triangle Land Conservancy. And you'll have an opportunity to connect with these folks, these organizations, in the Jocelyn Classroom, which is across the way where lunch will be served later today. So thank you all to our sponsors. And I also appreciate contributions from the Ecological Landscape Alliance and Friends of Plant Conservation. Finally, a big thank you to all the staff of the organizations who have partnered on this event, as well as including the North Carolina Botanical Garden staff, many who aren't able to be here today, but were behind the scenes from our communications team, development team, and hopefully if the rain subsides enough, we'll hear from our horticulture team at lunchtime. And we have a little backup plan if you can't actually go into the gardens. So now it's my pleasure to introduce to you Marissa Carmi, who's the Associate Director of the American Indian Center, to get us kicked off.
Thank you, Joanna and Damon, and thank you everyone for being here this morning. Good morning and welcome to the second biannual Native People, Native Plant Symposium. My name is Marissa Carmi. I'm a citizen of the Oneida Nation of Wisconsin, so a little far from here, and I'm learning here too. And I serve as the Associate Director of the American Indian Center here at UNC Chapel Hill. So we had a Native Plant Symposium a few years ago that Joanna mentioned, and this is a Native People, Native Plant Symposium. So this was an earnest effort, this renaming of the symposium. We thought there might have been a little confusion around the name of the first symposium, and we were trying to really make sure that people understood that what we are doing in the symposium is not just honoring the native plants of this region, the remarkable native plants of this region that many of us are familiar with. I know there's a lot of conservation, sustainability experts in this room, but also the remarkable native people who have tended to and cared for and are experts in those native plants. So this title, this intentional renaming, I think does that work more explicitly for you, and we're really excited to have you here today to learn from these people. Among my responsibilities at the American Indian Center is building and strengthening our partnerships with other campus institutions, so like the North Carolina Botanical Garden. And I consider this partnership we have with North Carolina Botanical Garden to actually be very special and a model really for what partnerships could look like, genuine, meaningful, collaborative partnerships. Later this afternoon, if the weather holds, we will invite you to tour the American Indian Cultural Garden, which is the campus's newest garden and really the crowning achievement of our partnership with North Carolina Botanical Garden. So the American Indian Cultural Garden, or AICG as we fondly refer to it, marries our center's expertise in Native community outreach and engagement with the Botanical Garden's expertise in conservation, horticulture, and with a significant nod to Dan Stern, general contracting. So we were fortunate to receive generous support from the Jandy Ammons Foundation, Jesse Ball DuPont Fund, Mellon Foundation, and Triangle Community Foundation to build the American Indian Cultural Garden. And though we do a lot of community building at the American Indian Center, we are a lot less familiar with building rhizome barriers and accessible pathways. So the Botanical Gardens expertise in these areas and so many others was absolutely essential. And I think I can safely speak for all the staff at the American Indian Center when I say that we are so proud of this project and our partnership and really our friendship with North Carolina Botanical Garden, and that we are so excited for you all to visit the garden, whether that's today or on a less rainy day. So we'll look forward also to sharing more about the garden with you later this afternoon as one of the final sessions in today's program.